today I wanted to come and talk about my book haul. This is my birthday month, and I've been collecting books all month. And so, before my actual birthday, which is Friday, I wanted to share my book haul because it's pretty big, and I'm not for sure if I am going to get more books, which I welcome them. But I wanted to share what I have so far. And so let's go. So the first book I'm going to show you guys is She's Not Sorry by Mary Kubica. And this is a new author for me. Um, and this is a thriller. This is a thriller. And I like to look up the Goodreads. I know that a lot of times, of course, though the Goodreads, the reviews are based on people's, you know, uh, feelings about the books or whatnot, but I do use that a lot to measure or give me an idea of whether or not I want to purchase the book. So I did find this book at my favorite store, which I showed you guys in my very first video. And I purchased a lot of my books from the secondhand bookstore in my city before I even purchased from Amazon or Barnes and Noble or any of the bigger stores. I always check that store first because they always, not always, but most of the time, they have a lot of the new releases in the books that I love to buy at a discount. So, just to give you an idea, most of the books range between $3 and $6. So the new releases are $6, and everything else, whether it's hardcover or paperback, are all $3. So it's a steal for me. It's a win-win. So anywho, I purchased this one, and She's Not Sorry is a thriller. Like I said, this is an author that I know nothing about, but I thought I'd take a stab at it. Just I saw that Nita Prose and Alice Finney did a little blurb on the back of this book. So I'm like, I know those authors a little bit, so let me grab it. But this book is packed with secrets, deception, betrayal. I'm there for all of that. And I saw where a lot of people suggested that you read or do the audio along with this book. So I am definitely going to go on Hoopla and read this book along with that. So another book that I got is The Book Lovers Library. And look, every book, any book that has books that's a theme about books, I'm probably gonna grab it. I love reading books about books. So I'm really trying to dive more into historical fiction, and so I picked up this book, The Book Lovers Library. This is an historical fiction book, um, and basically it's a bond between a mother and a daughter during World War I. It has a little romance in it based off of the synopsis, but it's about a widow who ends up having to get a job during this time in a bookstore. And back then, women weren't really known for working, they were more of homemakers or whatnot. So uh, I think it'll be pretty good. I'll let you know about it. The next book that I wanted to uh, share with you guys is The House of Eve by Sadiqa Johnson. And this one, once again, I don't know much about this author. I've heard different people like Aaliyah, from Bookmark by Aaliyah, and different booktubers that I watch talk about this book. So I wanted to pick it up to broaden, like I said, my historical fiction reading. And she is also the author of Yellow Wife. So I picked up this book. Uh, I I don't know if you want to know more about this book, because I have so many books to go through. If you want to know more about this book, Just go on Goodreads and check it out. So as you can see on both sides of me, I have quite a few books. This book haul, most of these books that I'm showing you are from the thrift store that I told you about in my city. All right. So the next book I want to talk about is Four Aunties and a Wedding. I absolutely love this author, Jesse Satanto or Satanto, however you want to say it. But I read Dial A for Aunties and Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. And I'm telling you, it had me in stitches. Those books had me in stitches. So um, I'm moving forward and starting to read any book I can put my hands on by this author. But this one is basically, um, I would say, a sequel to Dow A for Aunties. One of the characters in that book, main characters in the book, is getting married. So I'm looking forward to see what this murder mystery is about. It had a 3.45 on Goodreads, but that's okay with me because, like I said, if I can get a good laugh out of it, I'm reading it. So I'll let you know more about that one. This one I am super excited about. I got The Four Winds by Krista Hannah. Let me tell you, when I was walking through that thrift store and saw this book, I about lost it. I'm like, oh my gosh, because I wanted to get this book as well as The Nightingale, but I got this one, $3, y'all. So I picked this one up. Everybody's talking about this book. Y'all, look, just grab it. It's another historical fiction. Um, and I picked up the next following books I'm going to show you guys. This is about life during the Great Depression. And from what I'm hearing, Krista Hannah she's a auto buy for most book lovers. So I look forward to reading this one as well. And then I went ahead and they had Kristen, excuse me, Hannah's books um, all together, as many titles that they had, and I bought them all. I'm like, you know what, let me just go back and read her backlog of books. So I picked Summer Island, uh and I gotta be honest with you, I don't know what it's really even about, but I'm sure it's gonna be good. So I picked up that one, as well as On Mystic Lake. Um, I know this book had, most of the books have mixed reviews. I feel like everybody got something to say. Like I said, it's everybody's opinion. So, you know, I'm going to read it and see how I feel about it. This one is, basically about tests and trials of relationships, marriage, divorce, all the things. I'm sure it's going to be good. And then the last one that I picked up by her is Distant Shores. This is a love story, finding out who you are, personal growth, all the things. 3.77 on Goodreads, but like I said, I'm buying it. Kristen Hannah, I don't think I can go wrong. And I also, let me look, I think on my TBR, I also picked up Firefly Lane by Kristen Hannah. So I got a nice amount of her backlog to read. So I'm super excited about that. All right, let me see. Oh, I still have some. So I've been seeing this book all over. This is a romance, One Day in December. I couldn't wait to get this book. I actually had it in my my thriftbooks.com cart to buy this one, and I can't remember. I know it may have been maybe $6 or $7 on there, but once again, my favorite store had this book for $3. And I couldn't wait to get a hold of this book. This will probably honestly be the only Christmassy type book that I'll read in December. I know I had another one that I showed on my other video, but I don't know. I'm such a mood reader that I just want to read what I want to read, and I never know what I'm feeling like that day. So whatever. I try to have a TBR for the month, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna change. Um, but this romance is basically about a lady who she sees this guy, I guess, on a bus in a bus window, and it's like instantly she fell in love with this guy or whatever. And so time went on, and the love at first sight type thing. And so time went on, and she um, goes to one of her friends' Christmas parties. And why is this guy there? And why is this guy her friend's boyfriend? So that was enough for me to be like, oh wait, let me see what this is about. And this is Josie Silver is the author, and she's the first I believe this is the first book that I'm gonna read from her. So I'm super excited to get into that one. And I'll do my review or go over this book with you guys somewhere in between now and the new year. So I also picked up these two, um, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which I did this on audio, and it was spicy, honey. I did this on audio, but I also wanted to get my hands on the Cinnabon bookstore, and I believe that Laurie Gilmore has a new book, a Christmas book out as well. But these two were brand new on the shelf at my thrift store, and so I grabbed both of those. Even though I did this on audio, I grabbed both of those, and so that I'll have the full collection. But these are spicy romance reads in the small town, you know, in this taking out scene at these bookstores or whatnot. So I look forward to getting into these or this one, anywho. And that's that. This next romance is After Hours on Milagro Street. And this is based on the synopsis on this book. And this, excuse me, this is by Angela Lopez. Um, but I was reading the reviews and they said that this book is spicy. So we'll see. But it's about the Mexican American culture. So I wanted to try to mix it up a little bit and get that book. So you can go on Goodreads and read the synopsis. I would. I mean, it appears to be like a friends to lovers type, you know, no, enemies to lovers actually type romance. So you read one, you read them all, but hey, I still read it again. All right. So I also and I'm pretty sure I'll put a few little clips of me going to the thrift stores in my area as well. But I did find a few good reads at a couple of the at Goodwill and St. Vincent de Paul. So this one is from St. Vincent de Paul, and this is the Thursday Murder Club. I heard this guy Richard Osman is great, and his murder mysteries are, you know, somewhat funny or whatnot, amusing. But I purchased this one for, I think it was $1. So I went ahead and picked this one up as well. We'll talk about it. The next book I picked up, now this book I got, and this is The Power of Habit. Why do we do what we do? Why are we doing stuff? My daughter actually suggested this book. Is more of a self-help book. All right. This next book, and I know The Normal People by Sally Rooney. I've heard so many mixed reviews about this book as well. Um, and I originally had this in my thriftbooks.com cart as well. And it was like $9 on there. Child, I got it for $1.80. So I mixed reviews are not for $1.80. I'll read it and come up with my own thoughts about it. So yeah, we'll get into that one. And then my last book from the Goodwill is Honey Roasted by Cleo Coyle. And this is a mystery. It takes place in a coffee house. I love coffee. Once again, just like I love books and will read anything about books. You talking about coffee and a murder happening, I'm all for it. So I purchased this book from Goodwill for like $1.80 as well. I'll let you know. I don't know anything about this author. Um, so we'll talk about it. And last but not least, I believe, in my book haul, I purchased these books from the Book Bus Depot. Oh my gosh, this store is so cute. Um, I'm sure you'll see some pictures somewhere of this store. But the thing that I love most about this store is that the owner used to be a teacher, a grade school teacher, and she decided to open a bookstore. And all of the proceeds go to the underprivileged children who are not able to purchase books. Everyone works for free in this store. It's a beautiful store. It has a coffee house connected to it. And I'm sure I'll do a vlog eventually, where you can get another tour. I have a little clip that I'll show, but I picked up a few books from them. And guys, these books. I've been picking these books up over time. I didn't go to all of these places in one day, but my birthday started on November 1st, and it probably won't end until whenever. So, anywho, I picked up a novel love story by Ashley Hostin. Once again, this is another book that I've seen go viral or on TikTok and all the things, Book Talk, YouTube, all of them. So I was super excited that I was able to get this book fairly discounted. But this is a magical realism romance. I haven't, other than the 7 Year Slip, you know, I haven't really read a whole lot of magical realism. And I'm telling you, baby, I love the 7 Year Slip. That book got a 5 star for me. I love that book. And at this point, I'm feeling like Ashley Poston might be an auto buy for me. But it's a romance. Once again, I won't go into a lot of detail um, about these. You can look them up on um, Goodreads, and see what they're about. Because I'll do a review. But for now, gotta move on. Here's another book. Margot's Got Money Troubles by Ruthie Thorpe. Here's another book that I've been hearing great reviews about. And basically, I guess this is about a young lady who was in college. She ended up kicking it with some professor, ended up, getting pregnant. I think they said she was 19 or so. She's unemployed, don't have no coins, trying to navigate through life. All the things is supposed to have a little humor in it or whatnot. But I'm interested to see how Margot gets through this. So yeah, I picked that one up. And then last but not least, I have the X Vows. I have heard so many great things about this romance as well. Um, it's a enemies to lovers. Got a little spice in it, honey. They going on a road trip, and second chance romance, all the things. Once again, I'm all here for it. So, we will definitely. I'm sure I'll really get into this book once I read it. Um, but yeah, that is it for my book haul for today before my birthday, which is Friday. I know I have some other books coming. So once they come, if they come before November, I will share those with you all as well. But until then, happy Thanksgiving to you all. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Tracy's Open Book. If you don't do anything else, keep being who you are and keep shining. Bye.